So I just tried to do a time lapse of drying my hair, and I think it's worked. But I wish it was that quick to dry my hair normally. It just isn't. So I'm actually getting dressed today, which is, it's not a surprise, but it's really tempting to kind of just get up and sit at my desk and just kind of work, and then before I know it, it's the middle of the day and I've not had a shower and I'm still in my pyjamas, and it kind of feels productive and like I just want to start for the day, but also I don't know in the long run if it's not brilliant for my mental health because it's the middle of the day and I've still not had a shower and I feel like, oh, I've wasted my day. So although I feel like I should be just kind of at my desk and getting going for the day, it's probably better to just take some time to get ready, to feel a bit more human, actually get dressed and kind of have that time to myself in the morning. It's also good practice for eventually when I actually have to go out to work. I do need to get dressed. You can't just kind of roll straight to your desk in your pyjamas. I feel like lockdown kind of changed my mindset towards doing PhD work. At the very beginning of my PhD, I would go to uni sort of at least a couple of times a week, or at least once a week, to use the library or to have a meeting in person with my supervisor or to meet some PhD friends. But lockdown put a stop to that, so when there wasn't a reason to get dressed and go somewhere, it was tempting to just sit there in your comfortable clothes, in your pyjamas, and do the work that way, and it kind of just stuck that way. So I'm trying to get out of the routine of getting up and going straight to the desk in my pyjamas and actually having time to myself to get ready. So it's going to probably be a boring vlog, but I feel like this is what I want, because so often you kind of looking at other people's PhD journeys and experiences, and it seems like super exciting, always at a conference, always going to some grand library to do the work. And I just don't feel like it is that way. It's a lot of time on your own, at home or wherever you live, at university, if you're kind of renting in halls there. And it's not realistic, and I feel like you can get really caught up in the world of social media where it looks like everyone's having this amazing scholarly PhD experience, and it's not always like that. So this is me trying to kind of show you what it's been like for me. Don't get me wrong, I've been to some really cool conferences. I go to uni a couple of times a month to meet with the PhD cohort to work on some projects that we've got on the side, to meet my supervisor in person, and those days really do feel like PhD days. But the other 80% of the time, it is me at home managing my own timetable. And I feel like surely I should probably stop talking and doing this because it's just not going to go well. But surely that's how other people's journeys are. I also think we get caught up with the idea that you can only show the A-reel on social media, the days where you do interesting things. But really, people's day-to-day lives, this traffic though, got my window open and every car in the town's just decided to drive past apparently. But in reality, if people's day-to-day lives are boring, they're mundane, they're plain. So let's just show a little bit of that and what it's actually like feel like I might have started this YouTube channel a little bit late in the PhD process, because I am very much at the end. The words are written, the thesis is written. It's just in a very funny stage of needing some TLC before I submit, and it's probably not, like I said earlier, the most accurate representation of what PhD life is like, but I feel like having to post about it or using YouTube as motivation to post is going to help. I did actually think about going to the library today, but it's pouring down with rain. This is what I'm always like. I think, you know, I'm sick of being at home on my own. I'll go to the library and I'll do some work, but then sometimes I do that and then I get distracted at the library, or someone talks to me and I'm just like, oh, I've come to the library to focus, not to be distracted and chatty with people. And then the other part of me is like, well, it's nice to be out. It's good to get away from the desk that you work on all the time at home. But then I spend so long kind of deliberating over it that it's easier to just stay here. And then 12 hours pass and I realise I've not actually spoken to anyone or been in contact with another human. And that's not good. So I thought, do we go to the library today? Do we brave the rain? Do a couple of hours at the library, then maybe get a coffee, and then maybe come home and do some work and break the day up that way. I think it's really important to try and find a routine that works best for you if you're in that writing up stage, or if you're an arts and humanities PhD like myself, and a lot of the time is you doing the research on your own rather than being in kind of like a lab environment like science PhDs. I can't speak for other PhD students, but this is kind of like what it's been like to do an arts and humanities PhD in English and gender studies. It's regular meetings with my supervisor and kind of WhatsApping my cohort and connecting that way. But for the whole 4 years, it has been me at my desk doing the research, doing a huge lit review really. So finding a routine that works well has been kind of vital, and that routine has changed. Sometimes it's getting up really early, working in my pyjamas, then going out for a walk and coming back and doing some more work. Sometimes it's getting up, getting dressed like what I'm doing now, and then potentially deciding to go to the library between the hours of 10 and 2, getting kind of 4 straight hours of work in, then getting a coffee and coming home and doing a little bit more work and breaking the day up that way. And sometimes it's quite normal in the 9 to 5 structure, where I'll get up, get dressed, head to my desk, work till 12, have some lunch, work till 5 and call it a day. It's a really weird process. It isn't linear. The days change. It's about taking control of your day and what you feel comfortable doing. And knowing that it's okay for that routine to change. You might find something's working really well for you. So I think last year, for example, I literally went to the library every day between February and September. And it got to a point where the library staff were like, what is this person doing? In the library, you have to ask for kind of like a plug adapter to put your device into the plug socket. And it was getting to the point where I was coming down the library steps and the staff were like, hey, we've got your plug adapter. I was just like, I've been here too many times. I'm on first name basis with the library staff. They know what my thesis is about. They're going to be in the acknowledgements. So after that, I kind of thought, no, I've been to the library too much now. I'm too comfortable. I need to change up the routine. And then since then, I've not really been back. So that's why I'm thinking, do we go? Do we get some work done there? Let's see. Let's get dressed. Outfit of the day. I found these jeans in my wardrobe and I was like, what are they? I thought they were jeans that I did some kind of like painting in. And then I got them out and I was like, there's no paint on these. So they're giving 90s mum, and I'm here for it. So this is my outfit of the day, even though it's completely pouring down. So that's fun. But I am thinking library. It's now 9. The library opens at 10, which is always the thing that puts me off. It's like, why does it open at 10? That you could have had like 3 hours of productivity by the time the library opens. So I've done a little bit this morning, a bit of a to-do list at my desk, and I've had a coffee. So I think I'll just pack my stuff up and walk slowly to the library and then just see what happens. So see you at the library. I've made it to the library and it's nice and quiet today. It's a bit later than I would like, but I think that's okay because there's going to be fewer distractions here than there are at home, so I'll probably still get more done at the library in a couple of hours than I would have done at home all day. So I am working my way through my thesis, and I've even brought my mouse today. That's how organised I am. That's how serious it's getting now, because we're accepting and rejecting changes on Word, and that is a lot of clicking. Got myself some sushi. Don't even know if you're allowed to eat. But a gal's got to get this thesis finished somehow. Powered by sushi. So I'm walking home from the library now. It was pretty productive. I've managed about 4 hours. For some reason, our local library shuts at 4 p.m. They ain't on PhD thesis time, are they? They're on 10 till 4 library time. I feel good, I feel positive, making progress. It feels really overwhelming because there's still kind of so much to do, and it feels like it's never going to get to a point where there's no longer anything to do. I am home from the library. I'm really tired. This is why I've not been to the library for like months, because it was such a trek to walk there and walk back, as nice as it is to get out for a walk, because when I'm sat there at my desk, normally hours go by and I'm just like, I should probably go outside. So I've got back, it's like 4:45 and I'm tired, and I still need to do probably an hour or 2 hours of thesis editing. So I'm having a coffee break, I'm chilling, and then I'm going to get back to it. But it's like, this is a prime example of how your day is just not structured in the same way as a 9 to 5. Many pages to edit. And my brain is so strange because I'm so bad at maths, but when it comes to kind of like a deadline, in my head I'm like, okay, I've got this many pages and this many days, which means that if I edit 10 pages a day, then I'm on track. And maybe my brain it settles the anxiety by doing this weird little equation, even though some days it can take 3 hours to edit a page, and other days you can smash through loads of pages quickly. So it doesn't work that way, but maybe it's just a way of my brain calming itself down. So I've done about 11 pages at the library of editing today, which I'm quite proud of. And yeah, every day, small progress, little by little, we will get there. So I'm going to finish my coffee and do a little bit more. See ya. The desk. First things first, turn a light on. And oh no, I've no mouse because I took it to the library. Let me go get my mouse. Trackpad. So first things first, check that the work that I did at the library has actually uploaded to the cloud, because otherwise everything is a waste. Be silly, obviously I've emailed it to myself, but my MacBook and my iMac sync to one another, so that's good. And also the thesis is saved to Microsoft OneDrive, which you can access on any device. So I'm hoping that it has all saved. I don't know why I'm being dramatic, because I do this all the time, so it's surely saved. Don't start now. Don't start this with me. This says, I can't even flip it around. Why does it say Microsoft Word cannot complete the save? No. 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 I've just closed it off, so let's just reopen it. Nice. It's now 5 o'clock. I am going to do an hour, maybe an hour and a half of more thesis edits. And also before I stop for the day, I will make a list for tomorrow so that I can kind of peruse that tomorrow morning. So it's looking like my full thesis has saved properly. And so I'm going to crack on with that now. So I followed how to write a thesis kind of all the way from the beginning. It talks you through what to do. And now I'm literally on the last chapter, as I am in my PhD journey. And I'm just kind of reading about these last 385 yards, which is the final push of a marathon. And yes, I will now spin it back. So remember those last 385 yards. You have come so far and given up so much that you cannot stop now. However much it hurts, or however meaningless it seems, it will hurt even more to leave it incomplete. Oh, that is just delightful. Exactly what I needed to read. Just got to keep going and we'll get there.